what brought y'all to this world?
So let's maybe start individually. I've been involved in cryptocurrencies for like 9 years. So way back in the Bitcoin days.
Got some new things, and nobody didn't believe me when I said crypto NFT Web3 was our new wave. Look at me now, look at me now.
Hey man, welcome to On the Blockchain podcast, where we're not selling you nothing, we're selling itself.
You know I got it in my bag, got it in my bag.
Yes, and we're back with On the Blockchain podcast with some special guests, man. Like, to my right, like, these two have been involved in this space that we're talking about since the beginning. Like, you know, they're about to spit some game and spit some knowledge, and, you know, to all my people that's asking me a lot of questions, including one of the biggest questions is what's the biggest problem of owning an NFT? The taxes, like, you know, is it, you know, you gotta pay the taxes, can you avoid it? Whatever, we're gonna get into it, but welcome, SEKER Factory.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right. How y'all doing today?
Doing great, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I just wanted to take this time out to just put a spotlight on the gallery and you guys as well, the creatives who we are spotlighting on this podcast, on this show. The show is all about y'all, the creatives, everybody that's behind the brands, behind the big, you know, spectacles or whatever, like that's putting everything together, making it happen, the architects, which I look at you two as. So how you doing, man? What's going on with you guys, man?
Great, we're exactly what we are, And it'd be great if we could have more of us here. Like at the gallery, it's a place to view and experience art, but it's also a place for us to experiment with all of this. So we have a team full of people that are like tech experts, blockchain experts, lighting, sound, everything. Artists from around the world. Yeah, we all get together and we just dream and make it possible.
That's dope, man. What got y'all into this? Like, I mean, collectively, like individually, like what brought y'all to this world?
So let's maybe start individually. I've been involved in cryptocurrencies for like 9 years. So way back in the Bitcoin days.
Right. Early days.
Young computer scientist growing up, you know, looking at things like the Tor network, which was cool, and like torrenting, you know, downloading from DHTs and distributed networks were really fucking awesome for me. So when Bitcoin came out, it was just like natural for me to start looking into some sort of peer-to-peer money system.
Right. So you were a believer when nobody else was a believer, basically, like.
I was there early.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay. So you wasn't listening to all the bullshit.
Yeah, I've always seen the power of decentralization. The power to put it in people's hands. That's always been, I think, the wave of the future. I think that we have like a problem with centralization and top-heavy systems. And anytime I see a system that gives power back to the core, the base, the people, that seems to me to be something that catches on quite well.
Exactly, and that's what we're all about here. Like I keep telling y'all, man, listen, you gotta boss up, you gotta own your own, and you you have to be a master of your own universe. You know, that's what this NFT space is, man. That's what the metaverse is. What's your story?
So my background, I'm a designer. I've been a graphic designer for over 13 years.
Like doing like
UI, UX, branding work, web design, stuff like that.
So this is like for a company?
For all over. I try and get my fingers in every industry that I can.
Exactly,
I've done gaming work, I've done the corporate side, but also some entertainment stuff. And then I met him in 2015 and he sucked me into the Web3 space. It's been awesome. So the last 5-6 years or so, I've been mostly working on with clients in the Web3 space.
Oh, that's dope, man.
In 2015, so that's, you know, about a year after Ethereum came out.
Right. So y'all were in on the ground floor.
That's right, Ethereum really caught my eye. It was a special place, you know.
Yeah. Did y'all know that it was going to like turn out to be like what it is right now?
You know, I always have the idea.
Potential, for sure.
That's crazy. It's running the world right now.
It's so weird to see where it's at not just price wise, but like the scale and how much it's being used today.
Yeah,
versus like 2015.
To be fair,
exactly.
Yeah, I
nuts.
could not have potentially imagined that it would have grown to this scale, right?
Or
Like,
this
you
fast.
dream that it would. Like,
Right.
Like you imagine that it's going to be a common household name. People are going to be talking about it. Everybody's
Exactly,
going to know about it. But like, you don't.
You got whole countries talking about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Ukraine and like you got like it's this crazy, man.
Yeah, you don't know how fast it's going to happen, or if it's actually going to happen, and it happened way faster than I probably imagined.
Sheesh, man. That's the one thing I can say about this space. Like it's so fast and moving and evolving. It's just like it's like at like light speed. Like it's like how do you keep up? Like how do you keep up with the like the technology and the
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you live
no sleep in the metaverse, man.
Caffeine into the vein
eat,
and then
sleep
just
Right,
keep going.
right, yeah. So listen, so this is why, like, we keep going back to the same topics. Listen, the NFT world is for the entrepreneur, like it's for the self-made bosses. You know what I mean? Kings and queens. So it's like no sleep. It's a grind. It's a grind. But it's about the payoff. You know what I mean? Like me coming from the music industry, working with the major labels, going to work for the independents and realizing the importance and the quality and just what the independence gives you as opposed to the majors. Like this is why like I'm in the NFT world right now because I'm an independent contractor and I'm my own company, my own entity, and this is what the NFT world is. So it's like you want to be your boss, you want to own your own, like you want to be able to navigate and you want to be able to build generational wealth within this world, which you can do without being able to deal with a middleman. You know, like this cuts out the middleman. Like straight blockchain, direct. It's like direct connect, direct access.
Yeah, in some ways, it's like bringing back the American dream, right? I think the
Facts,
American dream disappeared a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
And this is your chance to
just work a 9 to 5.
to dream, to build it,
Yeah.
and actually see it realized, not have to deal with some sort of corruption that's giving an unfair advantage to somebody that's keeping their dreams down.
I'm glad you said that because I was in a conversation last week, and then this guy, he was telling me, he was like, they're gonna try to start using the blockchain for the election because that's gonna get rid of any tampering, any corruption. Like you're not gonna be able to do
That's
it.
an uphill battle, though.
Yeah, I know.
What do y'all think?
I know some pretty smart minds that think that can't work, but I would disagree. I think that can't work. Yeah.
Wow, that's
absolutely
crazy.
could work.
So the election is going to be.
I think it can.
Yeah.
It's just the existing system's probably gonna fight hard.
Oh, true. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. The resistance. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just add like an identity system to it, so like that way you can link the blockchain and like who you actually are in person, which is a pretty big task. But once you figure that out,
is that where this is going?
Distributed identity protocols. These things are also becoming very important in the space, especially when you're starting to see NFT communities move into things like wanting to vote or organizations forming on the blockchain. So we're creating new protocols around how you identify yourself. We want to do these things in less oppressive ways. Like we don't want people to have to give up all of their information to prove that they're human. These kinds of simple things, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, so what is y'all take on the taxes and the crypto taxes, or like having to pay a tax if you sell an NFT?
I mean, generally, I think taxes are important for society. It's how we all kind of work together to make sure we have the things that we need.
Right.
That being said, I think that our current tax system is way behind the times, and a lot of the people that make those rules don't understand how these systems actually work.
Right.
And some of these things are completely impractical to track. Like some of the capital gains types of taxing, some of the requirements that they're trying to put on, like know your customer rules for minors. That's particularly
I heard about that.
Not going to work out well. Airdrops are taxable now, so. Like they're missing out on little basic things, like an airdrop can be malicious. You can airdrop a bunch of tokens on somebody, then crash the market price, and they're left with a big tax bill, right? Like these little thoughts that they're just not thinking about.
Oh man, yeah.
Or just even per transaction when you're moving from one address to another.
And you swap a lot of assets.
You're not actually gaining any real profit in the process, but.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of clarity. They just need to get more, future forward and thinking about how this tech actually works. And I'm sure there's a lot of great people working on that. I've known lawyers that have been trying to educate, the legal space of the meat space, the real world. They've been trying to keep them up to date for a while. So they'll catch on hopefully eventually.
Wow. But, the old system needs to evolve basically.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're looking at. Yeah, and then the resistance of wanting to evolve, I guess.
They might
catch
have
up to speed.
they might have some reasons for wanting to keep things complicated for us for sure.
But how you think it's looking good for the crypto world? Like,
I think it's inevitable. So whether or not the old system's willing or not to accept it, I think there's so much momentum. I mean, there's a reason why they're talking about crypto in Congress.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Year,
like,
right?
yeah, like governments are...
It's just something, like a couple years ago, it was something that the government can put off. Taxes were sort of ambiguous. It was in the gray area.
Yeah, I remember,
They would say, like, oh, report this and that, but they had no structure to it. True. Now, they're talking about it in the House of Representatives and the senators and all that. Like, so I think it's somewhat, inevitable.
True. Did y'all see the movie The Crypto King?
No, but it's on my list to watch when I get a free hour.
I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I didn't know. I thought it was gonna be about something totally different, but then it was like it was about cyber crimes and shit. Like in Canada.
I saw the trailer.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
It was different. Like it was a different perspective than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's about like the death of that CEO, right? And then some mysterious kind of things that happened around him.
He had an exchange.
It was kind of interesting story. Like
I mean, there's a lot of money moving and getting hacked and lost. And I think the latest one is like they found that North Korea was involved in with the Axie Infinity hack.
Oof. Oh, okay,
So now it's gotten real nation state.
Right.
Even governments are trying to get involved in crypto, whether it's for the right reasons or not.
Exactly. I see what's going on. Yeah, I see what's going on. All right, so one of the big questions I do have is what is the DAO? Yeah. A lot of people ask me that, like, what is the DAO?
Yeah, that's the coolest part of what we do, right? So we have a gallery space in downtown LA, right? It's visual, it's fun, it's an experience.
It's immersive.
Yeah, but it's also a DAO, right? So DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So it's the decentralized part's the important part. There's no owner, there's no hierarchies of power or authority. Everybody can come in and join the DAO, contribute to the DAO, be rewarded fairly for their contributions. So it's like a very open structure for how this physical space. Also, we build metaverse, digital spaces to build this connection between physical and digital. And this comes into the DAO part. DAOs started with Bitcoin, and the A in there, the autonomous part, means a computer program. It means something that's kind of running on its own. And so Bitcoin, a lot of it's done autonomously. A lot of it is just kind of, the computer program runs itself. So we're moving DAOs into more of the human space. This is a place where you can get together, you can dance with your friends, and make a physical space look cool. And you can also do that with a digital space. But we're a human organization at the core. So we're trying to find ways to incentive align humans, coordinate people around what is cool art, what is cool things to do with the metaverse, right? And so we're putting in the more human side of the digital parts of a DAO, and we're also doing that with the physical space where we're mixing the digital and the physical together.
So
yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I love talking about this, man. That's dope, man. It's like a whole new world. It's like it's just like finding new things, like as a baby, like just learning new things and finding like being open up to the world, basically, So
we're also trying to create this sort of environment both in the actual physical gallery and also in the metaverse where creative people would sort of intersect with technical people and create this sort of playground for us to just explore. Because if you've ever been to any NFT galleries, the standard is a bunch of screens.
Of course,
on the walls. And it's fine, it's great, and it does offer digital art a platform that I never had before. But we kind of want to do a little more than that. We want to offer artists that are coming in to find ways of making their art more immersive.
Great. All right. So what are the disadvantages to like a system or platform not being decentralized?
I mean, so specifically for something like a gallery, you would have curators and brokers and gallerists
private
making
buyers.
kind of backroom deals, trying to market manipulate artists in a lot of ways. They're going to be market making and making artists into what they want them to be, or hand selecting artists that they know that they can make a certain profit off of, right? So as a DAO, we have artists coming together to work together, and we also have a community of curators. So everybody that just appreciates art can come together and say, this is what we think is cool art. So we do voting systems, right? We all come together, the artists propose, this is going to be my work that I'd like to put up in the space, and then the community comes together and says, okay, that's cool work. So transparency for sure is one of the big things that we can solve for, right? Where if you're buying something, you know what you're buying, as opposed to this being some pumped up backroom deal, and maybe you're the last person holding the bag, right? So we want to try and really think about what is authentic digital art, and how does the ecosystem of that come about, and making sure that the community owns that at all times. And if we're going to have like a renaissance in digital art, we think that the community should be the one telling us what is the culture of that art and the things that we should be appreciating. So we don't want to do that as a centralized entity. We are like very committed to that. So we are doing that from the ground up. This whole organization has always been a DAO from day one.
Yeah, I heard it. Y'all heard it from the, come on, they've been here from the beginning. Like, y'all always asking what's the DAO, now you know. So if you're dealing with somebody or someone or a platform that isn't the DAO, you shouldn't be dealing with that. Like, okay? So what do y'all think, where y'all think it's going? Where do, like the future of NFTs and crypto and Web3, like where's this?
Yeah, I think that we're going to see more of it first. I think that there's going to be, it's already happening. There's an explosion of projects.
Yeah, it is. Everywhere, everywhere.
Artists, and I think that we will start to see sort of the old Web 2 dying off, right? So we kind of have a lot of people coming in trying to put their ownership stamp on everything, and you have like old C titles trying to say that you can own Web3. But I think one of the core principles of Web3, it's about distributed ownership, and it's about my ability to come in and own a piece of something that traditionally I would not be able to own in Web2. So I think we'll start to see a lot of that transition continue to happen as the dust kind of settles, right? You'll see a lot of people trying to get in on the hype cycle and really make a profit off of it. But I've seen this happen with Bitcoin. I've seen this happen with Ethereum. I've seen this happen in the ICO phase. And what happens is the core, the principle of like distributed ownership really starts to just shine through, right? Once the dust settles, and once these kind of centralized actors sort of fall out of the bubbles, you end up with why this all started in the first place.
Exactly.
So I think we'll start to see proliferation. People getting a chance to have freedom financially, and that's going to open up a whole new wave of art and just enjoyment of life in general.
And that's all kind of art. That's paintings, that's music, sculptures, music, that's poetry, like any artistic expression, you know what I mean? So, sky's the limit.
I'm excited to see what comes out of it, like what type of new art.
Exactly,
Just because when you allow different artists with different backgrounds to interact with such a large crowd and not be sort of siloed or funneled through like a broker or a gallerist telling you what the public wants, and you feel sort of pushed off to the side. When you get access to all this other sort of inspiration and people working at the same level as you, like there could be awesome crossovers. So
look at meme art. Like,
what
is that? That's awesome. Like,
that's crazy.
That's creative.
That's the art of the people. That's for sure.
That's creative stuff coming out culturally.
For real, that's dope. Yeah, we all about the culture, and it's like, I love to see projects like that. For real, like And I want to say too, like we've been in the gallery, like more than once, more than twice, and like every time it's an experience. It's like. It is actually like you're walking into your own another world, because everything is on the wall, and it's like it's Web3, and so it's like it's like you in it, it's really 3D-ish. It's like it's a good display of art, and And you know, it's just good vibes. It's always good peoples, you know what I mean? They got free drinks, you know what I mean? They got free snacks, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, come on, man. Like, how could you hate on that? You know what I mean? But
on that note, we are gonna have something a little bit special that we're installing this weekend.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So
You know I'm
You
there.
guys show up.
Yeah, I'm there.
I don't know if
Kendall, you gotta come.
all of it, but it's metaverse related.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, we there. That's all y'all gotta say. That's all y'all gotta say.
It is
Yeah.
a little tease, but for you know the viewers and listeners who can't make it to the physical space, because honestly, maybe a third to a half of our actual core DAO members are not in the States.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like the artists and a lot of
So you're dealing
remotely,
like
right. So in order for them to also participate, and for any viewers or listeners wanting to jump in the space, there is a way to join us digitally, and it's not just a one-way street. You're not just watching us. You can also interact.
Oh, that's dope.
So.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, like let them know what's this platform and where they can check you guys out and see the work.
There, if you follow us on Instagram, there is a post about how to join us digitally.
Okay.
So with all the instructions, only a 5-step instruction.
Right.
It's
you get all of them.
like if you just want to join our Discord and ping us and ask like
Shot time, baby. Let's get that McQueen going. Come on.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
This episode of On the Blockchain is brought to you by Contact Cannabis.